Hey there and welcome. Today we're going to dig into the real science of why it's so tough to make new habits stick. And more importantly, we're going to look at a totally different way to think about change, a way that actually finally works.
So let me ask you something. Have you ever started a new workout or maybe committed to reading every single night? You tell yourself, okay, this is the time it's going to stick. You're all fired up. And then, life just kind of happens. A couple weeks go by, that motivation is completely gone, and you're right back where you started. If that sounds familiar, you're not alone. I mean, that's pretty much a universal experience.
And you know what? There's a really good reason for that. For so long, we've been sold this idea that to change, we just need more willpower, more discipline. But the science is pretty clear. That's a trap. See, willpower is like a muscle. It gets tired. And motivation, it's just not reliable. It comes and it goes. Relying on it is like trying to build a house on sand. It's just not a real strategy for long-term success.
So, how long does it really take for a new habit to become automatic? Well, you can forget that old myth about 21 days. Some really groundbreaking research from University College London found that on average, it takes 66 days to form a new habit. That's right, 66 days. And honestly, just knowing that kind of changes everything, doesn't it? It tells us we got to stop looking for some quick fix and start building a system that can actually carry us through for the long haul. And to build that system, first, we really have to understand how our own brains are wired. This isn't about being weak or lazy. It's about a powerful, ancient system in our brains that's basically running on autopilot all the time. So what is this system? Well, scientists call it the habit loop. Just think of it as this little feedback loop in your brain that's responsible for basically every automatic thing you do, from brushing your teeth in the morning to, grabbing your phone the second you feel even a little bit bored. It's always humming along in the background. And this loop, it's got 4 simple steps. It all starts with a cue. That's the trigger. It could be a time of day, a place, even an emotion. That cue then creates a craving. Now, this is the motivational force, right? It's not really about wanting the thing itself, but about wanting the change in state it provides. Then, to satisfy that craving, you have the response. That's the actual habit. And finally, you get a reward. The reward is what tells your brain, hey, pay attention. This whole loop is worth remembering for next time. Cue, craving, response, reward. That is the engine that drives every single one of our habits. Okay, so if our brain is literally built for habits, why is it so ridiculously hard to build good ones? This next part, this is the big aha moment for so many people. The real reason we fail is that we've been focusing on the wrong thing this entire time. See, we all focus on goals, the results we want, like losing 20 pounds or finishing a book. But the secret isn't the goal, it's the systems. Those are the processes and the daily things you do that actually lead to the results. Think about it. Winners and losers in any field, they often have the exact same goals. The real difference is who has a system that actually works. There's this incredible quote from author James Clear that I really want you to let sink in for a second. He says, "You do not rise to the level of your goals, you fall to the level of your systems." Wow. I mean, just think about that. Your goal is the destination, sure, but your system, your daily routine, that's the vehicle that's supposed to get you there. If that vehicle is broken, you're not going anywhere, no matter how much you want to arrive. And this leads us to maybe the most empowering idea of all. And the science is so clear on this. If you're having trouble changing, the problem isn't you. It never was. The problem is your system. It's not a character flaw, it's a design flaw. And the best part? You are the designer. You can fix it. So, how do we redesign our systems? Well, this is where it gets really practical. The Atomic Habits framework gives us this brilliant, simple blueprint. It basically takes those 4 steps of the habit loop we just talked about and turns them into 4 simple laws you can use to change anything. This framework is so powerful because it's so practical. To build a good habit, you just make the laws work for you. The first law, make it obvious. So put your gym clothes out the night before. Second, make it attractive. Maybe you only let yourself listen to your favorite podcast when you're on a walk. Third, make it easy. Don't start with run 5 miles. Start with put on running shoes. And fourth, make it satisfying. Give yourself an immediate win, like putting a big X on a calendar. Watching that chain grow is so satisfying. And of course, to break a bad habit, you just invert these laws. It's like having the user manual for your own brain. But there is one more level to this. It's the deepest, most powerful key to making change last forever. Because engineering your behavior is fantastic, but for a habit to become truly unbreakable, it has to become a part of who you are. I want you to think about change like an onion. The outer layer, that's your outcomes, the results.
The middle layer is your processes, your habits. But the core, the very center of the onion, that's your identity. It's what you believe about yourself. Real, lasting change doesn't start from the outside in. It starts from the inside out. It starts not with what you want, but with who you want to become. So how do you build a new identity? It's actually surprisingly simple. It's a two-step process. First, you just decide. You choose the type of person you want to be. Not, I want to lose weight, but I want to be a healthy person. Not, I want to write a book, but I want to be a writer. Then comes the most important part. You prove it to yourself. You reinforce that new identity with small, consistent wins. And this, right here, is the heart of it all. Every action you take is a vote for the type of person you wish to become. So when you choose the salad over the fries, you're not just eating healthy, you're casting a vote that says, I am a healthy person. When you write just one page, you're casting a vote for, I am a writer. One single vote isn't going to change the election, right? But as those votes pile up, day after day, the evidence becomes undeniable. You start to actually believe it because you're living it.
So really, the big takeaway from all of this is beautifully simple. Stop chasing goals. Instead, start building systems using those 4 laws and start casting small, daily votes for the person you truly want to become. That is the real secret to making change stick.
Now, if this way of thinking about change feels right to you, we explore science-backed ideas just like this every single day here at Rise Standard. So go ahead and subscribe to join us. And now I've got a little challenge for you. I want you to pick just one habit that you've been wrestling with, just one, and commit to applying what we talked about today. Then share that habit down in the comments. This isn't about pressure, it's about having a community at your back, cheering you on. And that just leaves us with one final question to think about. It doesn't have to be some huge monumental thing. It just has to be a start. What is one small vote you can cast today for the person you want to become? Thanks so much for being here.